Before Goggins, a Greek school asked you this. Long before any modern coach, before the Navy and the Army built it into doctrine, a school in southern Italy made its students do one thing before they were allowed to sleep. They sat in the dark and put the day on trial. The same ritual you think of as new is older than almost everything you believe. The day is over. Now you answer for it. Not to a feed, not to a tracker, not to anyone watching. To the only court that has ever mattered, the one where you are the accused and the judge at the same time, where there is no audience, no spin, and no appeal. The evidence is already in. The courtroom is quiet. So sit down and hold court. Hide nothing. The golden verses of the Pythagorean tradition gave the order plainly. Let not sleep fall upon thy eyes till thou hast thrice reviewed the transactions of the past day. Where have I turned aside from rectitude? What have I been doing? What have I left undone, which I ought to have done? Read that last one again. What have I left undone, which I ought to have done? 25 centuries ago, in the dark, that was already the question that cut deepest. Not the dramatic thing you did wrong. The thing that was yours, that no one else was going to do, that you simply let slide. The call you did not return. The plan you meant to write and push to next week again. The training you skipped because it was cold or late or you were almost in the mood and the mood never came. None of those are crimes. That is the trap. Each one is small enough to forgive, and a wasted life is assembled from precisely these, one excused omission after another. This is not ancient and irrelevant. It is the most stubborn idea humanity has. 2,000 years later, Benjamin Franklin built his whole life around it, and he told you exactly where he got it. He wrote that, agreeable to the advice of Pythagoras in his golden verses, daily examination would be necessary. So he ran 2 questions, one at each end of the day. The morning question, what good shall I do this day? And the evening question, what good have I done today? What good have I done today? Answer it for real. Not the flattering version you would say out loud. The deep work block you actually protected, or the one you let the day quietly eat. The hard conversation you finally had, or the one you avoided again and called timing. The standard you held when it was inconvenient, or the one you lowered an inch because you were sure no one would notice. You noticed. You always notice. And the chain did not stop with Franklin. The United States Army turned the same examination into a tool used after every mission, the after-action review. For questions asked cold, with no flinching. What was supposed to happen? What actually happened? Why was there a difference? What can we learn and do differently next time? Look at what survives across all of it. The Pythagoreans, Franklin, soldiers walking off an operation. None of them ask how you feel. They ask what happened, where the gap is, and what was left undone. 2,500 years, and the questions never softened, because the truth never needed softening. Did you win today? You already know. You do not get to lie about it, because the lie does not buy you rest. The day you leave unsettled does not vanish. It carries over into tomorrow, and the weight grows every night you refuse to set it down. So set the standard now, tonight, while the day is still clear in your hands and the excuses have run out of fight. Where was the difference today, between what was supposed to happen and what actually did? Name it. That gap is not guilt. It is information. It is your work for tomorrow handed to you for free. Tomorrow does not begin tomorrow. It begins here in this chair with what you decide right now. Tomorrow the alarm goes off and you rise before the city does. You do not negotiate the way Epictetus refused to negotiate, treating what is yours to do as the only thing worth your attention. You answer the one question Nietzsche left for the strong, whether you could live this exact day again on a loop forever and call it a life well spent. And you carry it the way Ernest Shackleton carried his men across the ice, when undone work was not a regret but a death sentence, and the only standard was finish what is yours to finish. That is tomorrow's morning, and it comes without mercy. So pay the account tonight. The reckoning closes, the chain holds for one more night, and you earn a sleep that is clean and deep and untroubled, because for once the books are balanced before you ever close your eyes. Tomorrow win before they wake.